it's your girl Nini. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my Netflix suggestions part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, guys, I will put the link at the end of the video, so don't forget to check that out as well. But yeah, let's just get straight into the video, guys. So the first show, guys, is the show called You on Netflix. It has 2 seasons with a 3rd season coming out. I think it's in 2021. I really don't want to spoil this show for you guys, but during this pandemic it's the perfect show to binge watch on. The premise of this show, guys, is about a guy and his obsessive behavior and his obsessive nature. The highlight of the show, guys, as well, is the main character is so likable. Like, from the start to the finish, you can't help but like this guy. He is extremely likable and the narrative is so funny. So definitely it's worth a watch. I binge watched on this show and I could watch it over and over again. Honestly, it's such a brilliant show. The next one, guys, is American Horror Story. The good thing about this show is every season is different. It's got a different story, so it's quite nice. You don't get bored as the seasons go on. Also, you don't know whether it's all connected. I feel like there's some parts when I'm watching the show, I feel like there's some sort of connection with the previous season or the season before that. So I don't know whether there is any connections. Let me know what you think of the show and whether you think there is any connections in the comments below. I would say I think some seasons are better than others, but that's going to really be with anything. But the acting is absolutely amazing, especially from Jessica Lange. She is brilliant. It's so on point. Like, every character that she plays that character to a T. Like, she is amazing. Originally, my husband and I thought it was going to be a horror when we first started American Horror Story, but it's really not. It is quite light-hearted. It has its gory moments, but it also has its funny moments as well. So it's not just pure gore, which is quite good because it kind of breaks that up a little bit. The next one, guys, is Master of None. This show is basically about a guy and his journey in life. If you know about Aziz Ansari and his comedy, then you will know what kind of humour he brings. He sheds light on a lot of relatable topics like working life, romance, family life. So yeah, it's quite a relatable show that you can really connect with and think, oh, you know, yeah, I've experienced something like that. But just seeing someone else go through it, and obviously it's in a show, it kind of makes you feel that little bit better. But the next one, guys, is Stranger Things. Oh, I love this show. I absolutely love this show. I can't wait for the next season to come out. There's 3 seasons that you can binge watch on, so you know what, get onto that show. In my opinion, I think the first season was probably the best season. I feel like it kind of slowed down a little bit after that, but the first season definitely was the best one. The characters are extremely likable in this show. Since my husband's a little bit older than I am and he claims I'm not an 80s baby, even though I was born in 89, I like to claim that I'm an 80s baby. I don't like to claim I'm a 90s baby. My husband always says that it captures the 80s perfectly. So yeah, if you're an 80s fan and you know you love all of that, I would definitely say give Stranger Things a go. It's definitely worth a watch. I was absolutely hooked on this show. The next one, guys, is The Stranger. So this is a mystery series set in England. It keeps you guessing. This show really keeps you guessing from start to finish. It was really hard for, like, my husband and I are really good at guessing shows, and with this one we just could not put our finger on it. We just couldn't figure it out. There's only 1 season, so it's fairly easy to get through. But yeah, like I said, you kind of get hooked because you're guessing. You're trying to guess what's going on in the show. So yeah, definitely give that one a go, guys. It's worth a watch. The next one is the Kalief Browder story. This one really touched me, guys. So this one was about a guy who was arrested when he was 16 years old for a crime that he did not do. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert, guys. But yeah, he was arrested at the age of 16 for something that he didn't do. He was put in jail, you know, while he was waiting for a trial date, and while he was in jail, he, you know, got into fights, was beaten, was mistreated, everything, whether it was from other prisoners or from the guards. He was just treated so bad in jail, and they wanted him to plead guilty. They were like, you know, if you plead guilty, you can come out and, you know, you'd only have this and this against your record. And he was sort of like, no, I'm innocent, I've done nothing wrong, so I am not going to plead guilty. And he said someone needs to stand up and say when they've not done something wrong and not accept a crime that they haven't done. So he refused to plead guilty and wanted to fight for his innocence, basically. The show really shows how the justice system really went wrong in his case and how he was really let down. When he was let out eventually, his mind, like, he just wasn't all there. He became extremely paranoid, and in the end, sadly, you know, Kalief did take his own life. But yeah, this story really was, it was quite an emotional documentary to watch. It angers you to see, you know, everything that happened to him and what he went through. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. It's a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very emotional documentary. So the next one, guys, is Longshot. So this one is a mini documentary. This show really shows the pure luck and good things that can happen for innocent people. It's about a guy who is accused of yet again a crime that he hasn't done. So many things fall into place to prove this guy's innocence in this show, and in the end it turns out to be a recording from a famous American sitcom that he went to, which proves his innocence. It's just the pure luck. It's just the pure luck. If this hadn't have come about, if someone hadn't have worked hard to do all of this research and really did their job properly, this guy could be serving life in prison. So yeah, it really just shows when justice system and everything's done correctly, you know, innocent people can be saved from being convicted of something that they didn't do. So yeah, definitely watch Longshot, guys. It's an amazing documentary. The next one, guys, is Man Like Mobeen. This show was hilarious, guys. It really touches on real life issues. He is extremely likable. He has done the show amazing. He used to be a teacher, so he's a very intellectual individual, and it shows in the show. There are 3 seasons, but there's only 2 on Netflix, and I think the 3rd one is on BBC iPlayer. So yeah, go and check this show out. Next one, guys, is The Pharmacist. So yet again, another documentary. It's about a man, son is murdered. So there's kind of like 2 parts to this show. His son is murdered, and you know who's done it, and bring that person to justice. So his son was murdered due to drug related stuff. So then he's a pharmacist, and then after his son's murder happens, he notices that there's a lot of young people coming in for prescription drugs, and for him, where he'd already lost his son to potentially to drugs, it just didn't sit right with him. So he was really like on a mission, guys, after this, to find out where are all these people getting this prescription from, why is this being prescribed constantly and over prescribed constantly to these youngsters. And you know, this guy kind of basically went on a mission to see what was going on and crack down on the person that was doing all of this, really to end this massive issue that was happening in America at the time. So yeah, that's definitely worth a watch. And the last one, guys, is 3 Identical Strangers. So this one is about triplets who were split from birth and were adopted. By coincidence, they found each other again. After finding each other, they all and their families had a lot of questions as to how did this happen, why were they split. So they kind of went to the adoption agency that did the adoptions years ago, and there was so many things that just didn't sit right with them and the family. So they looked into this a little bit more to see exactly what was going on, only to find out it was for scientific reasons. It was really to see whether what works best for individuals, whether it was nurture or nature. These families still have so many questions that are unanswered, and you know, God knows how many more lives, how many more twins or triplets or whatever were separated and still don't know, or haven't been put back together, or haven't got the answers, or don't even know that they've got a twin or, you know, a sibling out there. So yeah, the show it's crazy, like, to imagine something like that could happen. And you know, the amount of things that you know, you hear now as well, things that used to happen back in the day for scientific reasons. Like, this show really shows you how messed up it all was back then. Right guys, so that's my list for you in part 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe guys, because those likes, those comments and those subscriptions really help my channel grow. Like I said guys, if you haven't already checked out part 1, I will put the link at the end of this video, so please go and check that out as well. Don't forget to leave comments as well guys, and let me know what you think of these shows once you've watched them, and whether or not they were binge worthy, and really just your opinion on these shows as well. So I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.